Hey, before we start, Jez, if you want to do that trade, all year first for my 8, we're good.
Yeah, I've got it lined up.
Okay, right, here we go. Right, redaction, season 39 draft preview. We're back for another season, and we have got new arrival in the Atlantic, or you're not new arrival really, are you? You're a returning arrival in the Atlantic, Todd, for your second spell. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing?
All good. All good.
All good.
Yeah, so it took me a while to realise that Todd's sitting on the right side of the car in the States tonight. He should be driving while he's doing this. This is good. If I was sitting on that side, I'd be driving and doing this, which wouldn't be good. Right, so we're gonna get straight into it because Todd might have to leave us at some point in the next half hour, 40 minutes, whatever it may be. But we're going to run through the top 10. On the right here, we've got the teams that are picking in that top 10, and whether they've moved up or down from previous season. So Spitfire's up from number 2 to number 1. Nighthawks down to number 2. Swamp Stallions.
Go on, have a go at saying that. Have a go.
I just did. So
it
yeah,
does sound like someone sneezing. It sounds like a sneeze, doesn't it?
Yeah. Swamp Stallions. They're up to 3. Stingrays in at 4. Sharks down to 5. Snow Bears back in the top 10. And then we've got Brighton, who technically they were in there last year, but they traded out to their pick to me. We've got the Warriors, so Todd picking at number 8 in his first draft back. Kings have traded up to 9. And then we've got the Aztecs, who are still in that top 10, just about. Okay, so here's our top 10s. Who wants to kick us off with their run through, or do we just do the elephant in the room first about number 1 pick?
I was going to say, you might as well just tell us who it is, because it looks like it's a running back.
It does. It does, doesn't it? Everybody has definitely gone for Samson.
It's a bit of a home run, though, isn't it?
It is.
He's pretty solid.
It is.
Level 9 elite, good QST running back. You're not gonna pass on that, are you?
Apart from, he's already got one.
I do have one. Yeah.
Not as good as that one, but he already has one.
Down because I just pro set.
You'd quite happily have 2.
Yeah, that'd be a luxury, wouldn't it? Having 2.
Try and defend that. 2 level 20 quick running backs.
Yeah.
That'd be scary.
He does look like a shoe-in, doesn't he? So as long as I keep the number 1 pick, he's probably gonna end up in a Spitfires jersey. So yeah. All of the emails I've had so far as well, asking about pick number 1, are quite upfront that that's the player they want. So, but
Yeah.
the offers have been pretty low. So, pick 1 still sitting with me. So yeah, I think we could lock that one in. And as long as Matt doesn't balls it up with his clicky finger when he's doing then yeah, that should be a shoe in. So yeah, so that's
You
the
know what, punter one. Punter one. I'm sure it's punter one, isn't
I only take punters in the second round.
it?
Yeah, so right, so we've got that one out of the way. So we know what pick number one's going to be, the halfback. So
Thank you.
it just gets interesting after then because I don't think there's many of ours that tie up now. So Todd's got EOB outside linebacker at pick 2. You've got the wide receiver, level 9 wide receiver. Jez has got the D2, and I put the cornerback Friars in there. So, any rhyme or reason behind any of your selections as well before we dive into them?
Yes. He's running ace, and he's only got 2 wide receivers at the moment. So I thought he needed a slot receiver. Was my thinking behind it.
It's a big call to
Not
take a slot with the second pick, though, isn't it?
but he's an elite. So I don't know. Not something I'd take at number 2, but looking at all the ones that I'd looked at, I thought that was the most obvious one for Chris to go for.
That would be, if he does, that's a case of taking a player of need rather than the best player available.
I mean, if you're running a 3 wide receiver set, Thornhill's the man. Because the number 2 wide receiver in any 3 wide receiver set is the slot. So
Yeah.
And I think that's more. Is that more level related than QST, the slot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's all
it doesn't
level,
matter.
isn't it?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he's 20-80, 50-50, or 80-20. It's all the same in the slot.
Yeah, I did. I
He's
thought.
also a level. Sorry, Greg. He's also a level that you could almost start him straight away. Chris obviously is struggling anyway, but you could put him in the team and you could just, maybe pick up a few more attributes while you're coaching him up anyway.
Yeah.
True. All true. I went for that defensive end, that vulture pants, because he's perfect for a rebuilding side, a side that's not going to have any ambitions of competing this year. You stick him on the D squad, get that 60 up to 65, and he's got 2 perfect attributes for a right end. And within 2 seasons, he's going to be level 20, 65, and an absolute monster at right end.
Yeah, that'd be pretty scary.
He's not normally, if you get a rookie, you want to get him playing a bit because you want some nice attributes. He's already got the attributes, so you don't have to worry about that. So you can stick him in the D squad, get the 60 up to 65, get the extra level on him as well, and he's elite. So he's going to be level 20, no problem.
Aye. Plus he's in Kendall's division as well, ain't he? So, all past team. 55 quickness, the end. He could wreak havoc with any games against Brockton. So.
I gotta put you on speaker.
Yeah.
Okay, so you open up Pixel
Yeah, I agree with
And now for my second,
file.
I was just going to say you spot on with that those attributes there, Jez, because that's anyone who picks that up, if they do want to get it to the 65, then that's all good because you haven't got to worry about picking them up in the next season,
Yeah.
or doing that other thing which is even harder, which is playing in the first season to get the attributes, and then when they're just about ready to go in, you stick them on the D squad for a season, which is even more painful. So,
yeah. And with him being on the D squad as well, you haven't got to worry about him getting injured and then affecting his coaching. So it's not a bad thing to get him in order to put him on the D squad. The 2 attributes you want for a defensive end are those 2, attack and tunnel vision. So he's perfectly loaded already.
Yeah.
He's a whoever gets him is going to be going to get a really, really nice player.
And then Todd, you had the OB in it too.
Yeah. The reason why I have the OB up there, one, he's elite, and two, he has to fight off number one, Samson. And unless you have them, they're going to run all over you, and you're nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, totally agree. I mean, so I've got the cornerback, but I actually had the OB in at number 2 for him because when we had a little chat at the beginning of the season, and he was like, anything that you do, anything you do to try and pick up this number 2 pick, it has to include an OB. So I'm like, that must be the go-to then. So if I'm not going to be there to pick the OB, give me an OB that I can have instead. So that was kind of why I thought that. But then I noticed he traded in an OB. So maybe the OB ask has disappeared a little bit. Maybe it's just cover to get a rookie through a season fit. I don't know. But yeah, no, I think that could definitely.
Right. I'm gonna get mad at either way. I'm not happy with it.
Yeah, if Chris is still at number 2, I think OB 4 is a good shout, definitely.
I'm not gonna get
I only went with the cornerback
both of them.
on that one just because it seemed like the weakest spot he had.
Gonna like this small.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Price is a bag dude. He's going to hurt people.
Yeah, definitely. It just seemed like it was one of the few spots that Chris hadn't really taken anything reasonably high level, so it felt like it might be a gap, so it might be something he'd be interested in. But who knows? But yeah, I like OB4. I like OB4 for that pick. Okay, so number 3, we've got the Swamp Stallions. Martin has just posted that he feels like he's going to go into a full rebuild. I'm not sure what he's been doing for 3 seasons, but he says he's going into a full rebuild now.
He's ready. He's ready.
Yeah, is it 3 seasons or longer? I can't remember.
You can talk.
Too long. Too long.
You've been rebuilding for a decade.
Yeah, but the thing is, everyone knows I've been trying to rebuild for a decade. Some of these ones where it's just kind of like, oh, I'm just, making some changes, and then up it comes. Then, a bit like the Heroes rebuild, right? It was very slow paced. Didn't do anything particularly out of this world. It just sort of built through the draft, and it took 3 or 4 seasons. But they're flying past couple of seasons, right? Whereas with the Stallions, it's kind of like being like, well, are they doing the same thing? It appears not. So now he's into a full rebuild. So yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see whether that pick is actually still with the Stallions, I guess.
No, it won't be. It won't surprise me if a certain coach to the left of me on the screen has that pick by the time we Saturday.
Your
Jez.
left or my left?
Your left, as in you, Jez. You're the one with the 3 or 4 first round picks at the moment. Yeah, you've got the ammunition to move up if you want to.
Yeah.
Possibly. I could.
So who
I
are you
can
taking,
use those
Jez?
3 picks though.
Who are you going to take at 3 then, Jez? We'll start with you.
Who am I
there
taking
you
at 3? Well, if either of the top 2 got Samson's not going to be there. If Vulture Plant's still there, I'm taking him. No question.
And if he's not?
If he's not, do you know who I really, really like in this draft? Is defensive end 1.
Yes, sir.
I fucking love that boy.
I think he's better than the elite value. And
He's a unicorn. He's an absolute unicorn with 65 speed and 10 tech. If you can get him up to level 20, that guy's going to wreak fucking havoc.
He's going to crush tight ends. He's going to crush the quarterback. Pass drop short. Oh my God. You can just kiss a lot of that goodbye. That short zone be hurting.
Right.
Is 10 too much tech though? Is 5 enough, or is 10? Do you get more with the 10? Do you get a significant amount more with the 10?
Definitely 10. 10's better.
I think you'll find that 10 is twice as much as 5. I'm no Carol Vorderman. However, no, he's going to be a player, that lad. He's the one player in this whole draft. Forget the elites. Forget attributes. He's the one player that I absolutely love.
He is TJ Watt and JJ Watt all rolled together.
Injury prone then.
Only if the Anacondas draft him.
Yeah, I was going to say, I guess the Anacondas, he's bugging, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. No, he is nice. Yeah. I did have a D with a 5T when I was in the GFL, and he was right from season 1. He was great. So yeah, totally agree. So that's who you take. If that were you, then that's who you take then. So, but RB5 RB7, the level 5 elite, you reckon that's a stallion?
I reckon, yeah, teams in that sort of position, you want your impact players, your star players, and fullbacks top of that list, isn't it? So I know he's level 5, but he's elite and he's got great QSTs. And again, I would put him on the D squad and get him up to 60 and get the extra level out of him as well. So after 2 seasons, he's going to be 18, 19 without too much difficulty. And he's going to be an absolute monster.
Yeah.
I think he's too low a level to take at 3 personally.
Yeah.
Not even got perfect QST. I think he's
You won't
more
be
of a,
saying that when he's running all over you in 3 seasons, Matt.
I
Well, my
believe if that's
DT,
the need for
yeah,
your
good luck.
system, you take it.
Sorry, what was that, Todd?
No, I'm saying I don't care what the levels are. If that's the player you need for your system,
Mhm.
you take it. I've taken journeyman level 4s up very high. People made fun of it, but I won a Super Bowl with them. So
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you think about it as well, because if he is starting a rebuild as well, I'm still very much a kind of, you're going to have a lot of your defense is going to be on the field a lot more than your offense is. So I'm still kind of one of these. My thought process is I want the rookies that first season on a rebuild where they're building up as much experience as possible. And for me, that's always going to be a defensive player. And that's why with this one I kind of went with the DE, because again I think it'd be great pickup for a rebuilding side, something you can build a defense around. And if he is going to rebuild, he's probably got pick number 1 next season. And then potentially he's got something else going to come through that's going to be like that kind of Samson potential, maybe, instead of that level 5, starting 4 levels higher potentially. So,
It's a good point, because the quicker, it's all very well picking a player like DE2 and sticking him on your D squad, and he will be a monster. But DE1, you can play him straight away as a rebuilding side. You can play him straight away, and you can start getting experience in him, and he can add a couple of attributes possibly. He's got a chance to. There's no guarantee of that, of course. But you can get him going. There's always a risk of that he gets injured and hampers the coaching, but that's the risk you take. If it was me personally, I'd take DE1 over that running back.
Yeah. Message received. So Todd, you got the quarterback going quite early there. He is a nice QB. Number 3.
Maybe I misunderstood. I didn't know we're picking who we thought the top 10 would be. I just kind of picked top 10 players.
Okay.
So
Yeah, no worries. So out of this list you've got here, then what? So Stallions. So I guess because you're new back in the Atlantic, it's a good opportunity, I guess, for us to give you some of the lay of the land as well. So Stallions just kicking off that rebuild. I think they've had 1-9, 2-8, 2-8, that sort of record over the past 3 or 4 seasons. So they're really starting from scratch again. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to go into a rebuild. I kind of agree. I think in my case, it'd be defensive end 1. Plays right away. Perfect QST. Got the extra QST. Plays from day 1. Yeah, there's some other great players there, but you don't have a great defensive end. A lot of these teams, you're hurting.
Yeah.
You'll get a lot of playing time right off the bat, 2 seasons instead of sitting for a year.
Yeah, definitely. Because again, you want, especially defensive end, DTs, quarterbacks. Those have got all those kind of. You're getting the extra bits with the experience, aren't you? So you want them playing from day 1, so they get up to that within like 3 seasons, really. So age 3, they're really kind of doing all the spins and off the side and getting that extra move for the sacks and everything. So yeah. Yeah, so defensive end 1 looks like he might be the one to watch to see how high he goes.
By the sound of it, he ain't going to drop past 8 if Todd's there. So
Yeah, good point. Matt, you got that OB?
yeah, I just went with a solid defensive player. Could be anything. It could be a corner.
Yeah, agree. Totally. Start with the D.
I'd be amazed if the Stallions are at that pick at number 3. Unless he's not replied to any emails.
Yeah. Well, he's not got back to mine yet, so yeah.
Auto pick. An auto pick. The commish says it'll be an auto pick if he hasn't put anything in.
Yeah. Well, hopefully he's at least got a short list of 3, so he might be all right. As long as when he was putting his short list together, as long as he didn't start with kickers, he'll be fine.
Hey, I seen someone in the Big Sky take an elite kit with a kicker in the first round. Remember, quite a few years back, someone took a kicker.
Oh yeah. There's been a few kicker shockers in just a few of them, but yeah, been some strange ones. Stingrays picking at 4. Again, I think they're in a rebuild. So Richard Jackson, the perennial Atlantic caretaker, is back again. This time with the Stingrays. He'd had enough of the rapiers, so he's back with the Stingrays.
But I did because that's what.
I think I'd gone with.
And you shout me.
Was it number 4? Yeah, I thought it'd be a CB or an OB because whenever I've seen Rich Jackson pick, it's just a solid. It's a solid QST. It's a defensive player. And normally the first pick I normally see him take is a cornerback. But So if Friars is still there, I think he'll take Friars. I'd almost put my house on it, I think.
That's pick 6. I'm telling you, I've got pick 6. I'll put my house on pick 6. I agree. That's why I put the quarterback at 4.
I can agree with Friars going there.
Yeah.
I've got Friars going lower down. I've got the quarterback in there. I think if you're a rebuilding side, you want to get a quarterback in early because you need to get experience in the quarterback more than any other position, I think. So he can start calling plays and be add a different dimension to the team there. So having a quarterback like that available with 2 leadership, elite, great QSTs, some really nice attributes as well. That's a franchise quarterback right there that you want to build a team around. And I think a team like the Stingrays can build a team around that.
The full stuff with Brian, honestly.
But quarterbacks just don't go that high. I mean, I drafted Galloway at, was it 24 or whatever, 26? He got 3 leadership and 4 attributes. So they just don't go that high. So I wouldn't be surprised if that quarterback don't even go in the top 10, to be honest.
The only reason why I think quarterbacks don't go that high is that you look at the trade boards, they're filled with 15 through 18 level quarterbacks consistently. But that quarterback, he has a chance to be an absolute stud. I mean, leadership, attributes. I mean, just he has all the tools to be to hurt people.
He does, but I just can't see it happening. Just think not that high anyway. Maybe the back end of 10, maybe, but
It depends. If someone's really set on building a deep zone offense, then they're gonna want him and they'll take him. If they're not that fussed about the style of offense, or they've got someone else that they can kind of use already, then there's plenty of other good players in there to take instead of him. So, but he's a really good player.
Yeah, and he's level 7, of course, because there's just a season delay on that one. But if it makes a difference, but yeah, I've got him going at 10 because I think I agree, especially in this league. Like when you come into this league and you see quarterbacks and you're like, oh, that's a great quarterback, and that must be like, I'm going to need, a first round to get that off somebody. But then you just see him going for like 4th, and so the price of quarterbacks it's just not good enough, for whatever reason that may be. But I've got him down at 10, and that's purely because it's the Aztecs at 10. They're traditionally a deep zone passing team. They've picked up the wide receivers. So yeah, it just kind of fits into their pattern. If he drops that far, I think he'll go Aztecs.
maybe.
Yeah. If the Meerkats were picking up there, I'd say he probably goes that high, and that's purely on the basis that I've seen Michael do it in the past. He's done it with two quarterbacks since they've been in the league, and even if it means it's changing his approach from short zone to deep zone, then he does that as well.
Hey guys, I do got to get going here, but I just want to touch on one more player that's kind of like an outlier. Would be tight end 2. I know a lot of people don't like them, but the guy's elite, pure QST, level 8. But I think he goes in the top 10 if there's any team that's running to the outside or a deep zone team. I mean, if you're running the outside, that guy is gold, and most people don't see it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, outside run or deep zone as well. Cause I think contributes to that as well. Breakaways and things like that. So yeah, he's a nice player, a little bit different.
They're Marmite though, quick tight ends, aren't they? They're absolute Marmite. Well, love them or you hate them. It's not, and the majority of people don't, myself including this, do not know how to get the best out of a quick tight end.
Not inside the numbers. Go up the reference, go to player where you can see all the stuff though. What am I thinking of?
Yeah, I get all the numbers, but still, to make them effective, they just need there's a bit of an X factor about them, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Nice
see,
player.
you see a lot of quick tight ends. Maybe not a lot because there's not a lot of them about, but you see a quick tight end on a trade board, and they don't go for a high value.
Not at all, because most people don't use them right, and they think they're
Yeah.
junk. But if you use the wrong QST in the wrong spot, they are useless. All right, guys. Sorry, I gotta go.
That's right.
Thanks
Todd.
for the invite.
Cheers, Todd.
Thanks for coming along. Appreciate it.
Take care, mate.
All right, thank you. Later.
All right, there we go. There's our fleeting fourth member of the redaction today. But yeah, that was the only thing I thought as well. Like you talked about pick 6, Matt with the Snow Bears. I was thinking to myself, that's one of the best players on there that isn't actually named. So maybe because Adrian likes to name his players as well. I was thinking.
I know, but I 100%, assuming he likes the name, is the player for Aid because he likes a strong inside linebacker. So, assuming it passes the Snow Bears name test, that's the player he'll pick.
Yeah, you reckon?
100%
You're
Rams.
putting your mortgage on it, are you?
I put my mortgage on it, assuming he likes a name. And if he doesn't, another one with the same QST, it's about level 5 or 4, I think, later in the draft.
Yeah. Do you think, because he's an elite, that even people who think to themselves, do you know what, I really don't know what to do with that strong IB, that they'd still pick him up?
He's not an elite.
It's quality.
He's quality, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think he'd slip? Because the only reason I didn't put him, because I completely agree, is that he's made it very clear that he does like strong IBs, and he was the first one using them ever. So I was having
Sam was his name.
He's got another. He comes in again at 17, and I just wondered if potentially that kind of player, where it isn't one of those kind of QSTs that people really kind of want or can see what they can do with it, that he might actually still be there.
I think the answer is he probably would be.
He'll drop to 17,
but
quite conceivably. Yeah.
I'm 100% convinced Aid won't even take the chance.
Yeah.
He was taken.
Yeah.
Because that's what he was. That was what he was missing in the last draft. He was, labouring the fact that there wasn't any strong IBs in the entire draft last time. So I don't think he'll even take a chance. He'll just take him first available chance.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be. It's like you say, it's one of those tricky ones of if you know what you want, it is do you take that risk?
That's his system. He wants to run that system, so you take it. That's the play you need to make your defense run.
Yeah.
Take it first chance you get.
Do you think he takes 2? Do you think he takes the other one at 17?
No, but I think if he gets past the second round, he might do. He's got enough picks. To take.
Yeah.
Yeah. There could still be more. There's still be more action with the Snow Bears. might still trade. I still think there's quite a few trades that are going to go down, and probably in the last 48 hours before the draft. A bit quiet at the moment, but I think there'll be a few more trades. I still think there's a few first rounders that's going to move before then.
Yeah. So Jez trying to get up to 12 this season, is he?
I think Jez will be picking at 3. I'm 100% convinced.
You reckon?
Yeah, I am. Unless Greg manages to trade down from 1 to 3. Let's be honest.
knows?
Greg wants the left tackle. That's quality left tackle.
Yeah, he's nice. He's a nice little player. He is.
You've got the quarterback. You've got the receiver. You need the left tackle.
Yeah,
And the same end.
that's why when I was putting this together, I did have the left tackle in at number 5 for the Sharks, because I think the Sharks have been kind of missing that kind of left tackle, and I don't think they've managed to trade anything in, and they've got the new strong quarterback who he's had on the dev squad. He's got what's his name?
Hunty Creary.
That's the one.
Hunty Creary.
Yeah. So again, if he's wanting to do the business there, then getting a left tackle in is probably the right thing.
I'm surprised that only me and Matt have got him on our top 10.
That's why I've got him at 5. Because the Sharks haven't got a left tackle. They've got 60 quickness at the moment.
And he's a really good player.
Yeah, because hasn't he got the he's got all of the attributes you want straight off as well, hasn't he? PBL
pass blocking, his quality, he's level 8, pure 65.
Yeah,
he's banging.
The only thing about the Sharks is there's another, I think there's a level 9 60 quickness. Is it a journeyman? I can't remember, is he OT1 or something? I can't remember. Sharks have got about 3 first round picks. He'd probably drop
the
mid-teens, and you could pick somebody else up.
Yeah, there's a level 9 60.
Yeah, stick him on the D squad for a year. And the Sharks got 3 first rounders. Memory.
They've
got 2, haven't they?
2. Yeah, so they're drafting at 5 and 21 at the moment.
And then again, he might not last till 21, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, even that I mean, the other one that's on there as well. If you wanted to take a punt and put the dev squad points into him, you could do OT1.
He did do last year. He put how many did he use on his quarterback?
Well, he would have been
last year.
Yeah, would have been doing the 10.
Yeah, you'd have to buy those.
Yeah.
Doable though.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there's a few options there. But yeah, I was thinking that was potentially a good move for the Sharks there at number 5, the OT, and then I think I then bottled it and then went with that wide receiver, because again I was thinking to myself, well, if he's feeling he's okay with that, and actually because he's put a lot into the strong quarterback and he's got the massive split end, if he does go with a 3 wide receiver, then that is just gonna OP his passing game massively with that high level slot plus the split end plus his quarterback, who again has got some great attributes on him already. So
I wouldn't be surprised if that wide receiver 1 drops out the top 10. I think if you've got a pick in the top 10 with as much quality as there is available to pick from, I don't think that slot is your first choice pick on that. You've got some brilliant running backs. You've got some great defensive ends, outside linebackers, wide receivers, corners. You've got some really, defensive tackle. You've got some really key players. You've got some really good players in key positions that are more important than a slot. I wouldn't be surprised if he drops out the top 10.
To be fair, I don't disagree, Jez. There are definitely better, more traditional type of players, elites and qualities there defensively and everything else. It should drop out of the top 10. However, that elite moniker will go in the top 10.
You're only going to pick him in the top 10 if he is if you're definitely running that 3 wide receiver formation and you don't have any other massive gaps to fill. And that's no one has no other massive gaps to fill.
True, because if you look at the top 10 this year, it's a lot of teams that are rebuilding, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah.
There's not any title chasing teams there, is there?
And
This year?
you're not. No.
Normally there is 1 or 2 there, but there isn't any this year, is there? Really?
Yeah, and you don't. You add in a good slot to a team that's already good. You don't build a team around a slot. So you build a team around a running back, or you build a team around a defensive end, or around a wide receiver, or a defensive tackle, or an inside linebacker. And none of those teams in that top 10 there are teams that can afford to blow their top 10 pick on a slot receiver, I don't think.
Yeah, I think there's one team there that might, and that'd be the Warriors. Because I don't know, I think maybe they've got less gaps than the rest of those in that top 10 potentially, on the basis that we talked about it last season, like the Warriors, we couldn't work them out because they should have the potential from what they've been drafting already, but maybe it was just down to the fact that Richard didn't have the time to invest in it. So now they've got a coach who's switched on to it. Maybe that's the difference for him. I don't know.
Even that though, I'm sure Todd will look at that and he'd love to have that slot receiver, but he'll also know that there are bigger gaps in his roster to fill. So even that one, I'd say.
I don't know. The Warriors have got a good running back. They've got a quarterback at the draft, didn't they? I think the issue is that Richard had said himself in his blog that he hadn't been coaching them.
And it's the age of them as well. It's the age of other positions. So you might have a good running back, or you might have a good player somewhere, but if they're level 16, 15, but they're age 7, then in 2 seasons they're going to be dog shit. So you're looking at recycling those positions now, because it's going to be at least 1 season before a player coming out of this draft is any good, and 2 seasons before they're really good. And if he goes with the slot, then he's going to end up having gaps in a season or 2 that he's going to be thinking, "Whoa, I should have, I've blown it on a slot. I should have filled that gap." I don't know.
Yeah, no,
I'd be surprised if he went in the top 10.
Yeah, and it's fair because again, I thought last season's draft was pretty strong, but this is looking pretty good for the first 2 rounds as well from what I've looked at. So there's a lot of depth there. So you could be well. It's just whether that elite tag kind of gets someone's eye, and also it is level 9, so top of the tops. So it could be enough to just entice someone.
+2 in rookie aging. You got a level 11 starting before you even done anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't remember as well. Was he one of the ones?
Ever the optimist, Matt.
Why do you think I have so many picks?
Yeah, I know, mate. You like your lottery tickets, don't you?
Well, exactly. That's the way I see it with them lower ones, because there's like I know I don't know how many I've got at the moment, 15, 16 bits, I don't know what it is, but I know that 2 of them will do something for me. And 2 of them will stay on the team. The other lot will get, or 2 will end up with special teams. The other lot will be traded or cut.
Yeah. The other one I was going to mention was pick number 9. So Clay's traded up into number 9.
You could take a safety again, is it, according to you?
Yes, I thought
Like you did last time.
seeing as he knows how to turn profit on safeties, I put him down for safety 3. Because Clay's probably looking at that and going, "Oh, I reckon that safety will drop to 9, and then I can get a first and a second out of him for next time around." So yeah, that was my pick for Clay. I thought, he loves to pick a safety up there.
Oh dear. I bet Clay's hoping moving up to 9. I bet he's hoping an elite drops to him. Yeah, level 5. Running back, fullback might be might drop to 9.
Yeah, might do.
Could do, yeah.
Okay, so what other players in our top 10s have you got you definitely wanted to talk about today? You think, we haven't talked about this one, or even the teams picking in the top 10? Anything you think is going to set their teams on fire this time around, or take
That
them to a
fullback's going to
while?
be interesting, actually. That RB7, he's going to be interesting where he goes, because people are put off. People are put off.
Go past 24. I'll tell you that now.
Oh no, he's not going to go past it. He'll be top 10, no question. But people are put off, drafting a high pick, like a top 10 pick on a level 5, and they really shouldn't be for him, because he's elite, so he's going to be a high level in 2 seasons, and he's a fullback, which is, as we all know, one of, if not the key position in the whole game. So if he, I'd be surprised if he drops out of the top 5. He definitely won't drop outside the top 10. I mean, I've got him down going at 3, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see where he goes. But
I think 1 or 2 of the elites will drop at the top 10.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Just because
how
there
far
are,
they fall down, I don't know.
I mean, outside of this top 10 that we've listed here, there's still another 8 or 10 really good players that you would, based on QSTs, you would pick above a handful of these elites. At least 2, if not 3 of these elites. You'd pick other players. You've got that pure wide receiver that I've got down at 10, pure deep zone wide receiver.
Yeah.
Level 9. There's a few others in there as well that are pure QSTs. Quite a few of them are quality, so they're still going to pop nicely in coaching for the first year.
Yeah, because I put DT2 in at number 7. So again, that's a 60 SDT level 9 quality.
Yeah.
So again, depending on need, I thought that's a
And
nice little pickup.
Stick him on your D squad for a year?
I personally wouldn't, because I think it depends what you're looking to play. If you're going to play a 4-man line, then you're probably okay, I think, to just get them in there. And if you're going to play the 3-man line, then yes, you'd be better off getting them to that 65, I think. But yeah, it's one of those ones. Depends what you want to play, I guess.
Mm.
But yeah, he seemed quite nice. Were there any other sort of D1 seems to be the favourite of that kind of non-quality, non-elite band. You've got the wide receiver 2 you mentioned. The only other one I think that was in there for a couple of us was RB3. So again, you've got that eternal debate of do you take the level 5 elite or do you take the level 7 quality? Is there big enough difference in those two levels for it to kind of even itself out over a couple of seasons?
With 2 levels difference, I'd still take the elite, because that bonus you get in coaching in that second year is worth it. I think, not just in terms of the percentage in coaching, but also the ability to get 6 pops and 5 pops rather than 5 pops and 4 pops. So the elite's still worth it for me on that front.
Yeah. Same thoughts, Matt, or slightly different opinion? Or...
I don't like the fact he's 55, to be honest.
Well, the other guy's 55 as well.
I know, they're both 55. I don't like him as a fullback, permanent.
No, but if you were choosing one or the other, which one would you choose?
A level 5, but I wouldn't like it. I'd hate picking a level 5 in the top 10. I'd hate it.
You have to go in the shower.
I did it with a right tackle years and years ago. I picked a level 4 elite up. It's probably the worst top 10 pick I've ever made. It's awful. And he went -1 in rookie agent as well. So can you imagine having a level 3 and you just think, oh, just yeah. And then he was a bugger to coach as well. So yeah, never again.
I thought you said all your rookies pop 2 at aging.
That's the round 8s, mate.
Okay.
Right. Any others in that top 10 you want to have a look at that we haven't talked about?
Why don't we just go through, have a look at the draft class? It's probably easy to just go through the draft classes.
Yeah,
let's do that. And just before we do that, I'd put together, I can't believe I've only got one Spitfires helmet on this one this season. It's disgraceful. But we've got the Outlaws gone into full rebuild. So they are at the moment picking 4 times, 25, 27, 31 and 32. I don't know, Matt, is that the first pick in the second round, or is that the last pick of the first round? Okay.
That's a private joke between me and Greg. We had a tweet.
That's exactly what James would say as well. What's the point in having pick 32? It's round 2.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw. I traded in that centre Anderson. Was he age 10? Got a crap pre-age in, and he's probably going to be level 5 or level 6 or something. And you wanted a 6th round for him. And I said, "Will you take?" Yeah, will you take?
Well man, he was.
Will you take my 8th round pick for him? No, but I'll have your 7th. To which I replied, my 8th is round 7, pick 33. He said, "Yeah, okay." Deal was done. So yeah, and Jez, what's going on? Three picks in this draft. Oh,
how did that happen, eh?
I know. Do you feel like you're still gonna be running people close this season, even with what you've traded out to get hold of these?
He's still running the ball. He's traded all his running backs out almost.
All my running backs have gone, so I'm going in a bit of a different direction. I'm not 100% sure what direction I'm going in yet, but those 3 first rounders are going to help for sure.
Okay. Well, if you've got rid of all your running backs, then I'm guessing you're going to go in a passing direction. And if you are,
no, but I just traded my young pure short zone wide receiver as well.
Oh. See, Matt, I was thinking to myself, he's just been talking down that slot receiver. Maybe that's what it's about. It's like, I'm going in a different direction. Just leave the slot alone. I'm going to be fine. All I need is him to just drop to 14 and I'll be happy.
Not really. I haven't really got any any wide receivers at all.
So you've got no running
And I
backs.
haven't got
You've got
no
no
running
receivers.
backs, no wide receivers.
You are
Well,
definitely.
I've got a young running back. I've got a 6th rounder who I picked up last year, who's who I've de-squadded, and he's now 40-40. So we're going to see what he can do.
Oh, that'll never work. Nice. Yeah, that's definitely a different direction. A direction you're going maybe backwards this season.
It could, it could be a season of what do they call it? Transition.
Right. Okay. As long as it's not 4 seasons, like, is it 4 seasons I've been doing this now? 5.
Oh, it feels longer.
It does. Well, when you convert it into physical years, it does feel like my kids have grown up and left home since I started this, but it's, getting close to it. Right, so 3 picks for you. What was it? Kings got 2 picks this draft, and the Outlaws have got 4. Sharks got 2 as well. So
yeah, I mean the Outlaws are another contender to move up to 3. I would have thought as well.
Yeah, absolutely, and even the other ones with a lot of collateral were the Snow Bears. So they've got 3 picks this first round as well. But yeah, let's go and have a look at some of
Outlaws
this.
has got a load of picks in the 2nd round as well, and the 3rd round, and in next year's draft. The number of picks that James has accumulated is a bit insane.
Yeah, I'm glad we're going to avoid each other again as he starts and I start coming up and he's going down like that. So our paths may cross at some point where we both have we both had a crap team this season, so I guess that'll be a competitive game. All right, so yeah, this draft class we had a little chat about. It does look pretty good for round 1, round 2. I think on my shortlist I managed to get to around about up to around about that kind of 60 mark of either elites, qualities, or journeyman with really good QSTs. So it feels like the first 2 rounds are a place to be for this one.
Yeah, it's a good draft.
No, I disagree. I think the rounds to be a 6, 7, and 8.
Well, obviously that's what you're up to about 15 picks from round 6 afterwards now.
Yeah, something like that. I'll probably get another 3 or 4 in before then.
That's when you're gonna come alive on day 3 of the draft, aren't you, Matt?
Yeah, I might get somebody else to run day 3.
I think you might
Just
have to.
load up just get yourself a tray of Red Bull in. You've got to prep for it. Do some stretching beforehand.
Well, I don't know. That sounds a bit exotic, that doesn't it? Stretching.
Yeah, but yeah, no, we'll manage to get someone to run it. I think we're sorted. So any particular? I thought centre class was shit again this time around. It was pretty poor.
That's because you need a centre, ain't it, Greg? That's why it's crap.
That is.
I mean, if you're trading in age 10 crap players off me, then fucking hell.
There's only one, irrespective of levels. There's only one strong centre in the whole bloody draft.
Yeah.
Centre 1's the development squad job. Centre 5's the 2-season job, isn't it? So,
yeah.
Other than that, there ain't really a lot there unless you like a quick centre.
Yeah, it's not setting the world alight again. I think Comets picked up the only decent centre with pick 32 last time around because I couldn't make my mind up who to take, so Comets took the pick instead.
Just going back to the quarterbacks there.
Yeah.
There's the fella Lara. I see he's HH. Does that mean he holds twice?
Yeah, he uses both hands.
Well,
punter
that's
like that as well. There's a punter like that as well.
that's clever.
Yeah. Or he's a holder, but he also has really large breasts
Yeah,
because he's an
H cup.
but he's an H cup. So
He's
you know,
he's a holder with moobs.
yeah, I'm not sure if you probably want someone to be a good holder where they can't actually put the ball down and then see it on the ground because their moves are in the way. So yeah. Yeah, I've
He's a
seen
double H cup.
yeah, that's
Bam chicka wow wow.
I mean the name is Lara, so you know
Yeah,
could be true. Anyway, before I say something I shouldn't, we should probably move on.
redaction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's quarterbacks again. I thought was looking good.
Some
Two
good QS
qualities.
teams there. There's a load of players you'll see on the trade board in about 2 or 3 years' time at about a level 11 to.
Yeah, getting traded out for a fourth or a fifth. Yeah.
Again, though, there's more deep zone. There's only a couple. There's only 2 or 3 maybe half decent short zones.
Got 1, 2. Yeah, maybe
Then you're down
3.
to level 4, and the other one's level 2.
Yep. Yep.
So there's some nice looking quarterbacks in there, but there's work to be done with all of them.
Yeah, and you've got QB6 there. I just noticed he's got a bit of lip as well, so that's always a nice one to have as well.
Oh yeah, love a lip.
Love a lip.
He's a short arse though.
Yeah.
Nice.
Deep zone short arse, that doesn't compute.
Yeah, well, when you
Can't
drop back,
can't see over his own offensive line.
yeah, but he's playing deep zone, so he's gonna be in shotgun a lot of the time, right? So he's got more chance of being overseeing the line because he's already 7 yards back.
Snap's going to go
Short
flying
zone.
over his head.
Yeah, especially if you can't get a good centre for him, I guess.
It's Kyler Murray, isn't he? Well, he's not Kyler Murray because he can't run, but
yeah. What else? Let's have a look. I got
wide
loads
receivers. Look at
I
wide
got-
receivers.
Yeah, wide receivers and OTs. I seem to have a lot of shortlisted on.
Yeah,
So we've talked about wide receiver 1. We mentioned wide receiver 2 might be an outside chance for a top 10. But then yeah, we got wide receiver 8.
receiver 8. Quality, deep zone.
No
It's
peripheral vision there. There's no peripheral vision.
No perfs.
I reckon I'm 100% convinced after last draft that's been nerfed. Like they're going to be rare now. Hoping not. Be really annoying.
Yeah.
With another one. I've only got 2 at the moment.
Yeah, we'll have to see if anybody picks them up during the season. But yeah, Edwards.
There was only one coach that managed to pick one up last year, who then traded him out this year.
Oh really? Who was that?
What? Jez.
Oh yeah, the short. Was that the short zone one that you were just talking about?
Yeah, he wasn't. He didn't have peripheral vision when I drafted him though.
Yeah.
So
So
got it through the year.
Right. Nice. Yeah. Anything else you wanna? It's quite a split,
I'd
isn't
say
it?
that there's probably 1 or 2 more tech receivers in there than there has been for probably 2 or 3 drafts, I would say. I know they're only level 5, but been a lack of them for a little while.
You got those 3 level 8 tech receivers that you can put on D squad and bump them up to 70, maybe 75.
Yeah.
So they'll go. One of them might go first round. They'll go second round though, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I don't know, these level 5 wide receivers seem to have a lot of them just go round 2. So I think we'll see these go round 2
Yeah.
I'm not even sure.
Go too early. They go around early. Everybody making about getting them in.
Yeah. Yeah, it is funny as well the way that that's split there. You know, level 9 through to level 6, they're all the queues, and then 5, all the 5s there, and even those level 8s.
Is that because in college a lot of teams have is it quick training program or whatever it is?
I think so, yeah.
Track program.
Yeah, track program. Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
knocked a lot. Anything that's coming through from college is basically almost guaranteed to be quick.
Yeah, and that may be what some of the repercussions are of what we're seeing, maybe because there's, I thought there was quite a few. The OGs aren't looking too bad. Just the 1Q quick OG. Don't think we'll
Not
see
great
one.
on levels though.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see one go in the first round for the first time in a couple of seasons. OT class was looking pretty good.
OT5's a weird fella.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have a clue what. I honestly wouldn't have a clue what to do with that, and Todd's the person who would have known. So I honestly haven't got a clue what to do with that.
No.
Well, the thing is, I don't think there's much you can do with it, on the offensive side of things. But when you've got the tech on an OT, sorry, that means that if they are the blocker, they don't miss their block. So he could be quite a handy right OT for running on the outside and a higher chance of blocks being made for the run as well. So I think that's the only thing I think I've ever found in the rules that kind of talk about that OT technique bit to it. So I don't think you can technically do anything stance-wise with it, but it's just there, and it means that if they are the tackler, they don't miss. So they are going to make the stop.
And he's got 10 tech, so he's really not going to miss.
He's twice as good, right, Jess? I mean, it's not
Twice as good.
What? It's double fine. It's twice as good.
Your maths is improving.
Yeah, you know, he's double as good, which means that actually he's already made the tackle on the next play as well. So yeah, but no, he's an interesting one. It'd be interesting to see if anybody picks him and what they do with him.
You seen any good names yet, Matt?
You know what? I actually was a bit disappointed. I haven't really seen anything I really like at all, to be honest.
There's a wide,
The worst one's
to pick a few up in the 6th, 7th round and give them some good names. You know.
There's a wide receiver called Richard.
Dick.
Redacted.
We've got Billboard at RB20.
Board.
And there's an offensive guard called Bud Light Kaminsky. I like that.
That sounds like a player for the Stampede. That does.
There he is, level 3.
The drafting names are better. Oh, I've got a chance of drafting him then if he's level 3.
Yeah, you're all over that, aren't you?
He might make it to the 7th.
He's a quick guard as well.
Well, he'll definitely last to the 7th then, won't he? Unless Todd's hoovered them all up by then for his special teams.
Yeah. There's an offensive tackle called Numbers.
Okay.
Imaginative. Let's have a look at defense.
Let's get on to the defense.
Defense, right?
Defense.
Yeah. So
I'll tell you what classes got group is good is a safety group with some blooming cracking safeties.
Yeah.
It's a good name, isn't it? Habakkuk Vulture Pant.
Yeah, that has got to be name of the
That's
draft,
an OB
surely.
as well. That's an elite player as well. Oh dear. He could drop for his name, he could. Might drop to 24 if I'm lucky.
All right, so look at those safeties there, Matt. So
Yeah, look at the safeties. There's some pretty good QST safeties there.
looking good.
Yeah, dead Russell.
Yeah, dead Russell. It's not Jack.
There's some pretty tasty ones there.
Yeah, I mean, safety one's nice. I mean, again, you know, any other draft, that could be a top 10 pick, especially with the Kings picking. Even safety 4, because again, it's got a Q and T. There's not many there that you look down and you think, oh, there's a bit of there's these 5 kind of wastages, in my mind anyway, on
Strong safety. It's lacking in strong safeties.
Yeah, safety
You've got
13.
safety 6 is the first one, but he's only 50.
If anybody wants a strong safety, come to the Stampede. I've got one and might be available for trade. Still level and everything.
We take pick 33.
I want a bit more than what I paid for him, though.
We have we take pick 33 in round 6. But yeah, it's nice. But yeah, I think last season as well, there was strong safety wise, it was lacking again. Lots of quick safeties.
And that's because of the track program again. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I know we need safeties, but I can't get excited about safeties.
Well, the thing is, with safeties, right, you almost want one for every occasion, don't you? See, you almost, for some of it, it feels to me sometimes you want something that's kind of passable, level 12, level 13 maybe, with a bit of experience at free safety or strong safety, but then you want to be able to kind of move them around depending on who you're playing. So yeah, having a massive leveled safety, do I want that or just want 3 that kind of fill the gap for me?
I only have safeties because I have to have them. I pay no attention. The safeties on my roster feel really neglected. I don't speak to them. I don't even pay them.
Does that mean you don't know what their pets' names are and everything?
No.
I was waiting for that.
I don't even know if they have pets. Not interested in my safeties.
No. If we want to talk about safeties, Matt, we need to get Clay back on here because Clay loves a safety.
Yeah.
He does love a safety.
Yeah.
He does.
But look at these cornerbacks this time around. I could not find a cornerback for love nor money last draft, and look at this.
Yeah.
Elite, quality. All the QSTs looking lovely.
Check out corner 22.
I can see a lot of them corners going between the 20 to 32 with round 1.
Hit cornerback 22 on bump and run. He's going to be knocking the shit out of everyone.
Yeah.
There's another one. Gladstone Geek.
Yeah, CB19. That's nice. With just the 5 strength in there and a quick. Probably find him more useful.
When's CB22 going to go?
He won't drop to round 7, Matt.
Oh, I don't think he'll get past round 3, to be honest.
You reckon? What, because he's a tech?
No.
Because he's a tech, and there has been no tech corners for 6, 7 seasons.
No. Don't be
There
daft.
hasn't. No, you go through the draft list. You cannot find. There's been about 1 or 2 tech corners for the last 6 or 7 seasons.
I got one a few seasons ago, I'm sure.
But does that mean they're,
Let's have a look.
everyone's getting on without them, so they're not really?
Oh no, I didn't.
Big
I lied.
requirement.
I think there's a lot of. I think you'll find there's a lot of people playing Calls with 50-50 flats or 40-60.
Because college needs quick cornerbacks to counter all of the quick wide receivers on track meets.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'd actually say the nickel back is actually one of the rarest positions in gridiron at the moment. The Atlantic, not in a strong tight end.
Mm.
I've got 3 of those. Maybe we'll have to see if I can swap a strong tight end for a strong safety.
I've traded my strong tight end.
Well, actually, you know what? We'll have that chat if you want.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, anything else? DTs look good. Look at all that lovely, jubbly strength in there. Anybody particularly looking for quick DTs anymore?
Nobody.
They're never high on my list.
I think they'll drop to me in round 7.
No, I don't do quick DTs.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's quite a few. This DT9, he's got the option for OG. I think there were quite a few decent defensive ends. There's a few OT options there.
He's got leadership as well, that fella.
Yeah, he has.
I can see DN5. I can see them both switching to left tackle.
Yeah,
Could quite easily see that switching to left tackle. But then again, they've got 2 others, haven't they? Maybe not.
yeah, maybe.
Maybe not. Maybe
No,
not.
he's got tunnel vision.
Yeah, you're not going to move.
Don't want to lose that tunnel vision.
No, you're not going to move them for that, are you?
Yeah, and this was the only other one I thought as well. I thought, someone might take that OT and shift them to a defensive end if they were looking for a big one, a heavy defensive end. Quality 60s. That was another one I thought someone might pick them up for the DE option because it wasn't.
I was going to say there weren't many strong ones.
No, that OT is the best looking strong defensive end in the draft. So that could be an option. And then special teams, returners. Is R1 going in round 1?
Yes.
I don't know who you'll take him, but he's going in round 1.
He'll go in round 1, definitely.
Yeah. And even returner 4, returner 3, they'll be gone second round, I would expect.
But the thing is, if someone's expecting him, if someone's got a shit special teams and they're drafting him returner 1, thinking that they're gonna get into level 15 and he's gonna make the difference, he's not, because he needs all the blockers and he needs all the runners, and you've got to have all the pieces around it to make him decent. So there's no point at all in someone investing in him if they've got a shit special teams, unless they're going to invest in the rest of the special teams.
Or coaching. He needs coaching.
Yeah,
he'll need coaching, yeah, for sure. But if he's running behind a load of level 7 tight end blockers, he's not going to get anywhere.
Yeah. No, he's going to be a good pickup for someone who feels like they are going to be knocking on the door this season or next season. I think that's kind of when you want that little bit of a difference.
James will get him, I reckon. If he's still there at 27, James will take him there.
Yeah, 25,
He won't be
27.
He won't be there at 27, I can tell you that right now.
How many are you taking with pick 24, Matt? Because you keep saying that about a lot of players. You do know you can only take one player with one pick, right?
At the moment, I've only got 1 pick.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, he's going to trade up. Most people trade down, but Matt's trading up. He's going to trade his 24th pick for 3 picks in the top 10.
Yeah, I could do that. That sounds good. Anybody want a 7th?
Yeah.
I've actually traded up, which is very rare for me in the first round. I don't usually trade up. Was
Yeah,
it 31 on them?
yeah, I reckon.
Was it
Yeah,
31? Then I went back down to the second round and I traded up to the 24th.
yeah, a lot of people noticing this. I reckon returner 1 could go and pick 11. I reckon the Cyclones will pick him up.
Oh, that's high. That's high.
You think the Cyclones will even put any picks in, orders in?
I think Jace has probably started putting a shortlist together. I think he may have started at the bottom
Master plan.
and put returner 1 in and then left it there, and that'll be the one pick that goes. Magic. Job
What
done.
did he do last? He had something last year. What was it? He had all special teams like. Was it kickers and punters or something he had last time?
He might have picked up a load of returners, to be fair. So I could be.
What, he had something, didn't he? I can't remember.
It might be
He had about
stacked
2
already.
players in the same position.
Yeah, look, he's got blue.
Kickers.
He picked up blue in round 4. And he picked up Fry in round 2. There we go. That was the
Level 4
strange.
quality, yeah. Yeah, that was the one we couldn't work out, wasn't it? That was
Oh
the
yeah.
Wasn't there a level 7 available or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Right, there we go. So that's the class. That's where the picks are. We've done our top 10. There we go. We are rocking and rolling.
Smashing.
Season 39 finally made it, and we're going to be drafting on Saturday. And Matt is going to be the Atlantic's lovely host for the hour session. Good luck, Matt.
Assuming I could figure out how to bloody use the software, yeah.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine. It's just a browser. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. But yeah.
Well, take your time, Matt, because I'm coming back from somewhere. I'm dashing back to get back for 7. So take your time.
Hey, send me a list of what you want.
I might do actually.
Send me a list. I think you're picking before me anyway. I'm not moving up anymore, so
Yeah, I should be back. As long as the traffic's all right, I should be back.
Yeah, you'll be back. You'll be back. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So the other thing is you two have been quite active on the trading this time around. How's it felt this window? Any steals? Any deals? Because I haven't really been paying too much attention.
No, it's actually for me. I mean, Jez has done more than me, but to be me, I knew this would be a quiet window for me. I hadn't got a huge amount of. I've got the Barbarian season 40 round 1 pick, which I am not trading for love of money. I know that's a top 5 pick next year. I hadn't got a lot. And I've got 2. I'd only got a couple of players I wanted to sell, and I ain't managed to get rid of them. So, anybody wants a DN at 60 quickness or 14, age 1?
Stop advertising your players.
Well, what do you think I come on here for?
It's not that. This is not the platform for that, Matthew.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I only dabbled briefly. I mean, this has got to be the first trade window I've not actually put a board up until quite late, and I just couldn't. Well, part of that was like I didn't know what I wanted to do, to be quite honest. And then I thought, well, I'll see. I'll put the running back up that I drafted last time around on there. I think I put a strong IB up there as well. I can't remember what the other ones were. But yeah, there was 0. Well, it wasn't 0. I got 1 interested party. Someone offered me a 2nd round pick for the RB, and I said no thanks. There's no way.
You not had any nibbles for Angel, Matt?
No, nothing. To be honest, it could be the league's loss because if he gets through easy, I won't be trading him. He gets You know, he's got his pre-aging of A. If he gets an A in aging, he ain't going anywhere. He'll be staying. He won't even be offered at the end of the after the win.
He's not age 9 though. Why are you trading him? He's not age 9.
Somebody, I've got New London trading him from Greg, ready to go. And more importantly, my real running back's going to be starting next year, which is 4D. He's a fullback. But I'm 50-50 whether I'm playing I-form or pistol again next year. Pistol last year, I might go back to I-form this year. Decided yet.
Nice.
And as Galloway specializes in I-form and pistol, I might even draft about a few 500 tight ends in round 6, 7.
Nice. And I see Johnny stuck around for another season of Stampede Avalanche get-togethers.
Yeah. James didn't do me a favour trading a bloody level 20 to him. Level 20 wide receiver to him.
Oh, did he? Did he trade him any cheap DTs or anything like that?
No, he didn't. No. He'd have to pay for it.
Oh, there you go. You've not got much to complain about then.
No, I'm not complaining. I just looked at it and went, okay.
Oh, good. I'm glad he stuck around for another season because he was quite vocal about stepping away. So Dave stuck around for another season.
Bill has as well.
Yeah, Bill was another shocker, wasn't it? I was expecting him to be gone, but he's come back, and which is good.
That team he should have a division champion with that team this year.
Well, I think he will.
If the half decent, got a division champion team there.
They lost some games last year that were ridiculous, though, weren't they? They lost some games by giving up like 7 or 8 or 9 turnovers. Yeah, he had some absolute stinkers.
Yeah, no, I think he's coming into that season with a little bit more experience on those players that might not be as big an issue. If you can trade in a few more, a couple more experienced players on the offense, maybe that'll help with that as well. I just can't see. I think he's at that point now where they should be challenging the Blues a little bit more, and the Blues, they've got to be getting to that point now where they might be starting to struggle to maintain some levels. Because what was that? Was that their 6 on the trot, the Blues?
But he's not brought anything in. He's not put a trade board up or anything.
Yeah,
Is Alex even?
Yeah, and
Alex even aware that they're back up and running? I don't know. I wonder with a few things.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I think it might be the Sonics season to knock the Blues off the top there.
Yeah, Sonic's got a good chance at the division this season for sure.
Yeah, and with the way Outlaws have blown up, Redcoats could be looking good for a number 1 seed.
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to fare this season, to be honest. We might be a little bit more of a challenge, but I don't think we'll be enough for any of the solid teams. But with the Meerkats, Spitfires, and now the Outlaws rebuilding, Redcoats have definitely got 5 shoe-ins, I would have thought, within that division.
It's the Meerkats year.
I think the Meerkats had their year 2 seasons ago, didn't they?
Oh, it's the first time I think we've done a draft preview and Meerkats haven't got one of the picks in the top 10.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a while. Right, anything else you want to cover off before we finish today?
The only thing I'd say is actually, the only thing I'd say is that despite all the dragging of the season, off-season thing, it's like gone on forever with all the delays and everything. Be about 2-3 weeks later than what we normally have the draft anyway. It's actually only ended up being about a 2-3 week delay before the first round.
Yeah, it's just that the draft window has been quite condensed, hasn't it? You normally get like a 6-week draft window or something, and we've had a 2-week or a 3-week draft window. So, yeah, that's the only difference really. But glad the game's going on. That's the important thing.
Exactly. That's the main thing.
Yeah, that's good. And all of the leagues are drafting online again. So I found that was quite fun last time around. That was the first time the Atlantic did it. So this will be
it's
the
good.
second time. So
good.
Yeah.
I like the online draft.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great way of. I think it's good because it helps make it a little bit more inclusive, because actually, we can get people from around the globe can dial in if they want to. And I know in the past few drafts I've normally got a webcam going and the mic going, but you can't hear anything in the room. I think I took this headset with me last time, so that actually people could actually talk to us while we were there. But yeah, it's a lot more inclusive and enjoyable. So don't knock it till you tried it, I reckon. Right, okay, we'll leave it there then, and I look forward to seeing whether we get any of those picks moving before we get to Saturday. It'll be interesting to see over these last 4 or 5 days. Thanks, Jez.
Indeed. Cheers, chaps.
Thanks, Matt.
Cheers.
And speak to you later. Bye.